Beloved souls, hello. Just doing the usual connecting to everything. Give me just a moment to queue up other Facebook and Instagram. Let me know how you're doing. If you want to type in a word, a phrase, something that's present. How are you all feeling? Really? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Guru King. How are you? Oh, this is so fun. I love connecting with you all. Okay. All right. Let's get this up. Let's get started. Hello, Instagram too. We are all here energetically, electronically, technologically. Love, heart connection. Hi, Rachel. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. Angela, Nikki, all our sweet loves. Nina. Hi, everybody. Sarah, Kathy. Hi. Oh, what a joy. I was really feeling like a technology overload, and so I really checked out last night and today, and did a really deep practice this morning. Most of all, I want to share that experience with you, and I want to do a really long, beautiful, deep, melty, elemental yoga nidra. Those of you who practice a lot, hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's going to be a deep dive. Definitely already swimming in those waters. But I also just want to mention something first before we do that. So it's a really interesting thing because so often as human beings, we think we get energy from a cup of coffee or food or wherever else we think we get our energy from. But actually, a huge part of our energy comes from the breath, as we've been talking about, but it also comes from our energetic experience with nature, with the planet, with each other. And so the experience that we're going to do today is a direct inline in to having a full experience with how you can get energy from nature, how you can get energy from connecting with other humans, how you can get energy from connecting with objects. Because actually every single moment, there is the invitation to connect energetically with yourself, with the world around you. Now, those of you who've been practicing for a long time, you may have touched into this, and I just want to shine a light on a little insight here. And maybe even if you've touched it one time before, you've gone away from it. So I want to really sink into this for a moment. And those of you who are new to this might be something new, but it doesn't mean you can't experience it here now today, because you absolutely can. When we consciously, with our intention, with our minds, when we go out to touch something, we could say we go out to energetically connect with something, with someone. When we feel a sense of otherness, when we feel a sense of separation from that thing, that sense of separation can drain us energetically. So, for instance, a lot of us have been homeschooling, and so there's that feeling of like a lot of energy around us, a lot of touch happening, a lot of connection happening, and there's a lot coming in from the news, from all of the places where we consume information, from community, lots of people texting, funny memes that are great, but also like lots of how are you, what's going on. I live in South Florida. There's been a lot of people getting sick. That's scary too. So we can start to feel like there's this otherness, this sense of otherness where it's almost like we start to feel touched out or overwhelmed. That's how I've been feeling, just like energetically. There's been a few times where you kind of like feel like, because of all the technology, and when I say touched out, I mean it's like sensory overload. It's almost your whole system starts to shut down. So what we're going to do today in the Yoga Nidra and with the pranayama breathing practice is we're going to first build our energy. We using a technique we did before, but I want to show you today how you can actually use that energy. It's like a proactive substance, as a force. And then we're going to see, so just as I was just describing, when you consciously, when I say touch something, I mean energetically, mentally touch something, whether it's a concept, news, a tree, a human, an animal. When you sense otherness, there can be a sense of friction present, there's a sense of tension present, and in that, our energy gets drained. Our energy gets drained. And right now, with all the disease, with all the illness, with everything happening, we feel like an increasing sense of otherness. Like, I need to be separate. I need to be in my house by myself, separate from everyone. And yet at the same time, these moments are when there's so much energy present that we can actually get energy from the circumstance, even if it seems negative. When you connect with something, when you consciously, mentally touch something, and you feel it not as separate from you, but as a part of you, you get energy from the experience. So what's interesting, I know there's a lot of you out there who are creators. I want to ask you this question. There's also some of you out there who are veterans. Veterans oftentimes can have a deep connection with this experience because their life on the line. And when your life on the line, oftentimes you forget the self and you really find union. I want to ask those of you who've existed in a flow state before. And a flow state being like you forget about yourself. You're just totally in the zone. You're in the flow. When you exist in a flow state, do you feel a sense of interconnectedness with the people you're with and with your surroundings? Can you feel that? And if so, if you want to make a comment about it, what does that actually feel like? Anybody want to chime in? When you've really felt flow state before? When you feel flow state, you are fully connecting with yourself, with your surroundings, with the other people. And it's interesting, a lot of you know I work with a special operations community, and a lot of what we do is work on dissolving a sense of separation where they don't feel separate from each other. They don't feel separate from their surroundings. They don't feel separate from their mission. And then when they go in to do it, there is a flow state that happens. That flow state is what I'm talking about. When you go, let's say you walk down a city street where as you're walking down a city street, you're worried about your personal safety. You know what I mean? We've all been there before. You get lost in a city or something like that, and you feel a sense of otherness. When you feel that otherness, or when we feel right now the sense of disease, or when we feel the sense of something around us, we put up these walls, we separate, and that drains us energetically. It brings our energy, our frequency, our vibration down. That's why so many people right now feeling depression, anxiety. When we connect through flow states with each other, with the planet, with the world around us, we enter into a deeper energetic current and we start to flow. So I want to see some of your comments here. Feels like love. Yeah, Pat. Nikki says, no separation, floating sensations. Angela, calm, like I'm in bliss, and lots of synchronized events. Yes, when synchronized events start happening, that's when you know you've hit your flow state. You found your wave. When you start attracting the people you need, when you start attracting the circumstances you need, that's when you're on your wave. That's when you really find that flow. So Leah, beautiful Leah, complete and total oneness, folding upon itself. Yes, That's what we're just about to do in our practice. Yes, you start to dissolve the perceived sense of separation, not as a concept, but actually as a direct energetic experience. You start to dissolve your sense of separation with other people, with other circumstances. That's actually what happens, like for real. You feel them as a part of you. You feel the objects as a part of you. Oh, beautiful. Shiva Jyoti says, yes, it feels silent, grounding, and present. Yes. And so even though you have all this energy, there's this deeper, abiding silence, this stillness, this wholeness, this real sense of presence. It's not like when you have a shot of espresso and you get that real, in yoga we call it rajasic, like that real jittery energy. It's this grounded, balanced, calm, steady energy, and it will carry you the whole way. It's like getting on this huge wave where you just feel into your interconnectedness with the whole. So yes, all of these, such beautiful, beautiful revelations coming out here. Kathy says, I feel focused. In other words, my mind is still. Yes. Pratyahara. When the mind becomes single-pointed, we call it pratyahara. It's where you have that single-pointed focus, and then the sense of separation starts to dissolve away. You start experiencing stillness, and then you fall out and deeper and deeper. It takes you like a wave into these deeper states where you pass through the bliss state, and then you pass out deeper and deeper, spherically though, into consciousness, all directions, inner, outer, spherically. And then when we come back to the body, we're permeated by that sense of interconnectivity. It was really interesting. I came out of my meditation, I did the little, Facebook post, and then I went and I wanted to make myself some lunch, and then I was washing the dishes, and as I was chopping the vegetables, I could actually feel their energy, I could really feel, and that's what happens when we meditate. We develop that sense of interconnectivity with whatever we touch, whatever consciousness touches. And it's not just good things that can take us into it either. It's even challenging things, like encountering an emotion like that and realizing you're not separate from it. Remember what we've been talking about. It's when we want something to be different than what it is that it causes suffering. When we feel connected to it, the suffering falls away. Fear might be present, anger might be present, pain might be present. But it doesn't have to compromise the peace. The peace comes from feeling fully intrinsically connected to it. All right, I want to leave a lot of time for practice today. We're going to go on a journey. Are you ready? Let's get some little shout outs, ready, hearts, whatever you love. Hi, loves. Hi, Liz. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, I love you all. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do first sitting up. We're going to do the Kapalabhati Kriya, which we did the other day. Sometimes people say people want something new. People want something different every single time. And I would just want to share up front. It doesn't have to be new every time. In fact, if you do something new every time, you're going to dissipate your energy. When we do the same thing with repetition, we go deeply, deeply, deeply into it. We go into the experience and we start to see all the different levels. So even though I teach you the same breath again, it's going to be a totally different experience today. And you're going to start seeing that it's there's all these revelations. There's all these ways energy moves in and through you. You start realizing this is a force. This is a deep sense of connection you have with your own energy, with the space around us, with all of life, with the planet, with consciousness. And that's where we're going with it. So we've done Kapalabhati before. I do it every single day. I've done it every day for 20 years. It's never been the same. And it keeps revealing itself new. And it keeps unfolding new layers and depth and deeper interconnectivity. Okay, so, and then we're going to do a Yoga Nidra. This might not be like any other Yoga Nidra you've ever done. It's going to connect us with the 5 elements. And it's going to connect us with experiencing the way consciousness touches things. And I want you, as we go into it, if you could hold the sankalpa, the intention, to explore how, as consciousness goes out, how you could actually feel, the mug of tea or the computer or the space around you. This morning when I was doing it, I was feeling all the plants in my garden and the fence and the houses and the people in the houses. And you'll feel at first there's a little sense of separation where you feel an otherness. And then if you make space around it, just like we do when we do asana, for those who practice asana with me, we make space around it, we melt into the space. We make space around it, we melt into the space. And then that sense of otherness, that sense of separation, it starts to dissolve. The bottom drops out of it, it dissolves. All right, so let's try, let's explore. All right, Kapalabhati, Kriya. Kriya means cleanse, but you can also think of it like it's cleansing out the perceived sense of separation. Let's hold that intention today. That the energy, when we tap into prana, you know, I'm in Star Wars land over here. We're like watching every Star Wars again for the 8,000th time in this house. But when we talk about, you know, the force, that's prana. Prana is the love. It's the interconnectivity. It's the intercosmic web of connection that exists between all of creation. That's actually what we're doing when we do this experience. Okay, let's go. So I think almost all of you have been on before. Kapalabhati, forceful exhale. The inhale happens on its own. If at any time you feel lightheaded or it doesn't feel right or it doesn't feel good, just switch to doing deep 3-part yogic breaths, breathing into the belly, up into the chest, all the way up. You don't have to do this, and you can use the visuals that I'm inviting in as you are experiencing this, okay? So even if you're not doing the breath we're doing, you can still use the same visualizations. For everyone else, also don't do it if you're pregnant. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Look at that, came in just like that. Don't do this if you're pregnant, okay? But you can do it with the deep breathing. Your baby's gonna love this. When I got pregnant, I couldn't do the breath anymore, and I do it every day. So it's like felt like loss at first, and then I realized you can do it just with deep breathing. So just put your hand on your beautiful baby and breathe into your beautiful baby up through your whole body, and just use it, you know, feel like you're absorbing like a sponge the energy in, and you're sending it out, and you're wrapping that little baby up in this golden cocoon of the most pure energetic prana. All right, let's do it. Cheers to you. So forceful exhale, the inhale happens on its own. And again, you can go at your own pace, fast, slow, however it plays out in you. I'm gonna go at like a medium pace. You might want faster, you might want slower. Do what feels right. Okay, inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale a comfortable breath, pointer and thumb touching, chin mudra, palms down on the knees, and begin. So you keep breathing. I'm going to talk, but you keep breathing. We're focusing from the belly button down. We're feeling into the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the feet. And not just that, but you're also feeling down into the earth, grounding the body with this. And during this breath, when you're in this phase, whatever part of the body I mention, you're directing the prana to that place, and you're feeling the sensation of the prana in that place. Keep going. Moving up into the belly, the lower back, breathing into these places, Kapalabhati, nourishing all those internal organs, all the energy centers with the breath. Moving up into the chest, focusing on the heart, the lungs, nourishing this part of the body that really needs strength. All the inner part of the lungs, the lymph nodes, whole chest, upper chest. the mudra. So in it, your thumbs are in, 4 fingers around the thumbs. Thank you for the reminder. Now back side of the hands together just below the chest, focusing from the shoulders up through the neck, thyroid, parathyroid, up through the head, into the brain, to the inside of the skull, the eyes, the mouth, ears, all the sensory organs in the head. Feel them receiving this energy, charging up the brain, energizing the brain. Palms open on the knees. You can either leave the palms open or you can play with, if it feels different, to do chin mudra, pointer and thumb touching. Notice these mudras actually work. Do both today. Feel open palms, what you feel. Energy streaming in through the crown of the head, through the body, right out the pelvis, Muladhara chakra, connecting with the earth. Feel that, like you are the circuit that connects heaven and earth. And then notice what happens in the mind, in the body, the energetic sensation when you connect pointer and thumb. It changes. Watch. Receiving, drawing in whatever you need. Thumbs point towards each other, focusing on the base of the spine, moving as the energy, as you feel the energy move up the spine. Keep breathing, by the way. We're going to move the thumbs up like a speedometer. As the energy moves up the spine, the thumbs come up, 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 and then they come out. Go for it. Palms open again. Just about 30 more seconds. Draw in whatever you need. Slow it down. Exhale. Let the breath mellow. Take some deep breaths through the whole body, breathing up from the earth, up through the whole body, right out the crown of the head. Exhaling down through the body. Smoothing out that energy, feeling the buzz of energy you just created. That's your life force. That's your prana. It's the activation of the physical body as an energy field. Notice how the breath opens up the invitation to connect with ourselves even more fully. Feel the deep interconnectedness with your body. And then you're welcome to lie down for your yoga nidra practice. If you'd rather sit up, you can sit up. We're going to go right into it. I forgot to mention earlier, if anyone wants to make a donation after PayPal or Venmo, you're welcome to do that. It sustains this experience. Your notes also sustain this experience. Your presence sustains this experience. Lying down, getting comfortable, covering up the body if you need that. Staying connected to the energetic flow. Noticing how after the pranayama practice, you can feel that deep interconnectivity even more fully. So feel down into the space beneath the body. Feeling the support of the surface your body is resting upon. Feeling like you can really give yourself to that surface. Letting yourself be held. Feeling into the heart, noticing, just as we're going to do today, just as we were just discussing, how when you first touch in with the heart, there may be a sense of otherness even present with your own heart, if you've been separated from listening to your heart, connecting with your heart. So connect with that. And then make space around the heart. Feel into the depths of the heart. Listening to the heart and allowing a sankalpa, an intention for your practice to arise. What brings you into harmony in this moment? Also setting a collective intention for today to explore how we can experience our interconnectedness with other beings, with the planet, objects, dissolving any perceived sense of separation, finding the energetic waves that come from that. We can light ourselves up by dissolving separation. So feel sankalpa going out, creating the ripple, the intention, knowing it takes care of itself. Silent guide. Now feeling the sensation of your physical body. Taking a moment to listen to the body so deeply. Notice if there's any place in the body where you feel really peaceful, calm, at ease, connected. Where you feel that energetic flow, that prana we just created, brought into the body. Tap into that, and then notice as you connect with that energy, even the little tickle, the little zing of sensation. Make space around that. Let that open up. And then find a place in your body that might feel like the energy is not flowing, any place that feels stuck or tension. It may feel helpful to place your hand on a place that feels any remnant of that. And then feel into it. Explore the sensation. Notice if any sense of otherness comes up. We may name otherness as a feeling of tension or pain. Make some space around it and see if you can connect with it. Listen to it. Explore it. Notice how as you feel into it, what may feel like tension starts to pop, to open up, to flow. Feel into that. Maybe it moves a little. Can you feel it not as other, but actually as a part of you? Keep making space, expanding into the space. Watching how the energy just, sometimes it oozes out, other times it pops, and then you feel this little burst of energy. Pick one more place in the body where you might feel a sense of stuckness, tension. And then once again, go to that place. Notice it, become aware of it. And then feel into it. Let it pop. Let it open, let it ooze, open, out. Let it tell its story. Let it be felt. And you'll notice it may start to feel more spacious, or it might move a little, and then find that. You can navigate your way through the body until the whole body feels fluid and alive, open. Making space, breathing, expanding into the space. Letting it melt. Releasing the hand down. Feeling in and through the whole body. Notice if the places you touched or felt into shifted or changed at all. And then bring your breath into a more full expression, taking some deep breaths, inhaling in and through the body. As the breath passes through the body, connect with the breath as if the breath had this radiance to it, this electricity to it. Feel how it lights up the body. It activates the body. Breathe into the body. As you breathe out, feel that energetic wave moving out. Taking several more breaths like this, feeling into the energy body. You learn to explore energy through the breath. Breathe it in. Notice how it affects you. Feel the sensation of the breath. And then as you breathe out, interconnectivity. Several more times like this. And then let the breath mellow out. Still there. Backdrop experience. Begin to connect with the earth element. And you can select whether you want to connect with the earth below you in this moment, your house, your place. Or you can mentally go to a place where you feel very energized, perhaps a place in nature or a sacred place. Pick a piece of earth that really resonates with you. Perhaps it's somewhere you'd like to be. Or maybe it's where you are right now. And then feel down into the earth. Just as you were feeling into those places in your body, feel down into the earth. Just as you felt the body, feel that. What does the sensation of this piece of earth feel like? That electromagnetic current. As you feel into the earth, notice if there's a perceived sense of separation or an otherness. And notice, again, make space around it and start to dissolve into that space, just as we did in our own body. Now we're going to do it with the earth. Feel out into the space, into the earth, feeling it as if it's a part of you. And as consciousness touches the earth, notice how the earth touches back. And at first, it may feel like otherness, but as that energy comes in, it starts to feel like us. A sense of separation dissolves. Feel that. Take a few more moments feeling into the earth, dissolving any sense of separation between you and the earth element. Noticing how the union electrifies the body. How there's endless energy, endless potential available. Draw it in. Feel it as a part of you. It's not a static experience. As you feel it, you'll notice a little wave come in here or there. Just let it flow in and through. And then, now, feeling the core of your being, the you-ness, the you with name, place, and age. And back behind that, the timeless consciousness, openness. Connecting with the water element now, feeling into the water element in your body, the blood, the fluids. Notice how as you connect with this, initially there may be a hit of a visualization, and then as you settle into it, you start to feel into the fluidity of the body. As you feel the fluidity, become really curious about that sensation. How the element of water lives inside of you. Feel out into the water element, allowing a visualization at first, and then an experience of a body of water that you love, that you connect with, in the water, floating on the water, sitting next to the water, just gazing at the water from a balcony, whatever it is. Pick a body of water, maybe it's your bathtub, and then feel as you visualize it. There may be this sense of otherness, as if it's a place you'd like to be. And as you feel into that otherness, drop down into the body and feel that body of water as if it is actually you. You can feel it just like you felt the sensation in your body. Exploring the feeling of water, fluidity. Feeling that flow in your system. Not as separate, as part of the whole. Feeling back into the body. To the core of your being. The you-ness. And feeling the air element. Can you actually feel the touch of the air on your skin? The temperature or sensation of air on the skin. Feeling out into the air element, spacious, open, expansive. Feel that. No limits. As far as consciousness can reach up and through the air, feeling the nature of the air as if it's a part of you. Because it is. Tune in to how with each breath the air becomes the body. each exhale, the breath merges with its source. The air gives and receives. Coming back into the core of your being, the you, feeling you. A whole symphony of experience of being you, perhaps noticing now, not separate. Feeling into the fire element, the heat of the body. Feeling in perhaps to the center of the body, the warmth, connecting with that. The warmth of the sun. Connecting with the fire element, perhaps visualizing a bonfire in front of you and feeling that heat, the transmutation of energy. Feel the power of that. Feel the energetic potential of that. Notice how as you feel into it, it may initially feel like a sense of otherness, and then that dissolves away. You can actually feel the transformative nature of fire, the ignition. Heat as an energy in and through the body. And then feeling into the you-ness once more, the you, the here, the now. Feeling into the ether, inner celestial ether. Always there. So feel into these 5 elements, come back into the you, and then move out into the space around you. Feeling the surface your body is resting upon, or the air, or a piece of furniture, or an animal or person. Notice how as consciousness touches an object, you can feel how it touches back, and there's that initial layer of otherness. And then as you make space and feel into it, the otherness dissolves. Feel the latent energies suddenly become real in you. Feeling outside the house, perhaps, into perhaps something in nature, in your surrounding environs or somewhere else. Feel into that. Notice the otherness, the initial perhaps otherness. Make space around it, and then feel into it as if it's a part of you. You can pick a person, perhaps someone in your life, someone you love, someone who just pops into your mind. Feel into them the initial imprint of how their texture, their energy may feel different than you. Make space around it, and then feel into the person. Feel them as you would feel yourself. No separation. If you don't feel it, if you still feel the otherness, keep making space around it, feeling into it with your heart, to the person with your heart. It's love that connects, love that allows us to feel each other, planet. Love is the life force of the universe. Feel that. Stepping back and connecting with the part of you that is the observer, part of you that is the witness of this experience. Connecting with that deep ocean of stillness that contains the whole. Feel out into the whole as if the whole universe, nothing was separate. At the same time, how there's a stillness that holds it all. Timeless, formless, vast, and at the same time, precise. Feel now and observe the energy of the body, feeling all the sensations in the body. Notice how the body feels now compared to when we began. And then notice if you can bring this experience back with you as you start to open up the five senses to feel the space around you. Sounds, smells, tastes, temperature. Eyes may open and you may see an image, space, person. Right away, when you open the eyes, feel out whatever is in your field of vision. Feel out into it. As if it was you. You don't have to go away from this experience just because the eyes open. Ultimately, we can live in a constant state of union where there is no separation between ourselves and the world around us. So feel out into the space, into your life, into your home, into wherever you are. And notice how as consciousness touches a person, a thing, a place, you feel that initial hit of otherness, make space around it, and then feel it as you. Dissolving that sense of separation. And we're going to stay on for a few more minutes here, so go ahead and play with that. Do like a little prana playground where you feel into, you can feel into me, you can feel into your surroundings, your animal, nature, something else. You can look through the names, pick a random person, feel them. And if anyone wants to share what that experience is like, you can type it in. Share your experience. Were you able to feel? Are you still able to feel? How when consciousness touches something, it touches back. And there's an initial otherness, and then as you melt into it, consciousness permeates everything. Can you feel that? Even a little. Sometimes it starts as a concept and then it will keep deepening, and ultimately it becomes our constant experience where there's no separation. And then everything is very playful, very fun. Did anyone feel it? Or are you still floating and pranic playing? You're all floating still. It's good. Float on. He loves. Like he says, my entire body was bubbling or chatting with me like it does during a massage where I love touch. So maybe not miss that. Yeah, it's like an energetic massage. Thanks, Deb. I love the idea too. Leah says, I can feel it. So beautiful to be in union. Yeah. That's the yoga, the yoking, the body, the mind, and the spirit, the unfoldment, which keeps unfolding. And sometimes it will blast you with like one experience, but then it will keep unfolding. This deep interconnectivity with the whole. And not just the beautiful things, not just the trees and the plants and the people you love, but people who challenge you, or the garbage can, or whatever consciousness touches. It all has an energetic imprint. And the suffering exists in the separation from it, the feeling of otherness. The otherness holds the suffering. Can you feel that? All right. So, healing. Yes, it is so healing. Capital H healing is when you realize there is no separation. And you feel your fullness of your consciousness as an embodied experience. We can and should go to therapy. I love therapy. It's great. But the ultimate healing is living in connection with your highest self. And then the suffering is just an arising, unfolding, dissolving, but you're held. So the invitation for the rest of today, stay in the flow state, stay in the connection. Whatever consciousness touches, feel the otherness, make space, melt into it, feel it as a part of you. Leah, you can only see in me what's also in you. You are so wise also. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my life. Joy feels floating, peaceful, tranquil, connected to nature and the universe. I love you too, Joy. Thank you for sharing. Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Tat Sat. Be good, do good. Call someone who needs a call. Send love to someone who needs some love. This world needs you. We need each other. Thanks, everybody. Namaste. I love you, I love you, I love you. Hearting all of you right now.